Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. And today we're going to talk about a new unit that's coming very soon, and her name is Spathodea, also known as One Punch Girl because she can pack a punch. Okay, she's really strong DPS and carry, and besides that, people like her personality and also her look. Okay, it's very friendly and happy and energetic, so yeah, it's very attractive. That personality trait, it's everything. Waifu is bigger than meta, right? But besides the look, she's also really strong unit. Okay, so today that's what we'll focus on. We'll look at her skill first, and then we'll talk about some pros and cons about Spathodea, compare her to some upcoming units. So by the end of the video, hopefully you can figure out, like, should you pull Spathodea or is her a skip for you? Okay, so now let's look at Spathodea. And first of all, Spathodea is a 6-star beast type unit that deals reality damage. And if you look at her tier list, she will have an S tier overall, okay? And although some tier list depends on the patch, and she sometimes do go down to an A tier, that tells you that she's a little bit more niche. Okay, it doesn't mean she's a bad unit, but she's just a niche. Maybe some conditions have to meet to be S, and she do go down a little bit. So that's something you have to keep in mind. Okay, she's a little bit more niche unit, but nevertheless, let's look at her tag. Okay, and when you look at the tag, it's always nice to see a DPS unit that have both DPS and burst damage. That tells you that they can do a lot of damage. Another couple character that have these two combined, Bicorn or Shaman. Okay, there's other unit too, but this is two I can think of in my heart right now. And those two units are known for doing a lot of damage as well. So of course Spathodea is another league above them because she's a main DPS. So if you like to see big damage, Spathodea is a character for you. Okay, next let's look at her ultimate. And her ultimate is one of the most important things in her kit. Okay, so let's look at it. Her ultimate, it's a single target attack that deals 700% reality damage. And on top of that, this skill also have a built-in 40% critical damage increase. And if the opponent that you're attacking also have 15 stacks of burn, the critical damage is also increased by additional 40%, so that's like 80% critical damage increase. That's huge. Okay, so with her, this is probably one of the first time that you'll encounter burning, and the burning is healing taken minus 15%. Okay, so yeah, you have a reduced healing, so whoever get burned, if they try to heal it, yeah, you have a little bit less. Okay, and at the end of each round, enemy that have a burn stack on them will take the holder's attack times 4% Genesis damage, and you can stock up to 30 times. One thing you have to note is, even though you have 30 stacks of burn, it's still considered as one negative status. Okay, so if you want to have the Blasphemer of Night, okay, that one you need 2 negative status, right? So burning does only count as 1. Okay, even though you have 30 stacks, it doesn't count multiple. So you keep that in mind. And remove 50% of the stack when triggered. So I guess if you have 30 stack, you bang, yeah, and the opponent just left with 15 burn stacks after you use the ultimate. So just by looking at her ultimate, there's one thing that tells about Spathodea. Okay, she needs to be able to quit as much as possible. So because the damage gap is very big, okay, if you quit or not quit, yeah, you need character like Tooth Fairy or Isolde or something that can help her to quit more often. And also on top of that, you need some character that can also provide burn stacks. So right now you have a Yulu that that burning spirit, helping her provide burn stacks. However, she's not very good. So the true potential for Spathodea is you have to wait until Isolde, which is like 2 patch down the road. That's when you unlock her true potential. Okay, so if you want Spathodea and you want to make her really good, make sure you pull Isolde. And the next thing, let's move on to her first incantation. And her first incantation is a single target attack that deals 200%, 300%, and 500% reality damage. And if you are in this status, this attack gains 40% critical damage. Okay. So precognition status, you probably wonder what does it do, right? So when you're in this status, it's before attacking for each stacks, you inflict 1 stack of burn on the target. Okay. So normally you have, when you use the ult, like a next skill, you have like roughly 3. I think 3, like right here, like 3 of this status pretty much give you like a 3 burn stack onto people. Okay, this skill is pretty powerful. See, 500%, especially if you have level 3, and yeah, it's and plus the critical damage. Yeah, it is huge damage. Okay, so that's a good skill. And the next thing is second incantation. It's a self buff. When you cast it, it's like you gain 3 stack of precognition. So yeah, when you need this, it's yeah, made this requirement to do more damage, right? And you get 2 stack of exhilaration, and you have 1 stack of prep. Spathodea 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it's like I guess depends which level you use. And also, the numbers is different here too. You have 3 stacks, 6 stack, 9 stack of this. It makes a huge difference. And you have 2, 3, 5 here. Okay, so let's all look at all this. Precognition we know already, which is like give burn stacks when you attack. Okay, so that's pretty simple. The next thing is this exhilaration. Let's look at it. What's it do? When attacking, for each stack, you have critical rate increase. Okay, now it's huge. Okay, so not only you have built-in critical damage increase, and now you have built-in critical rate increase. That's one good thing about Spathodea. She maintains her own buff, maintain her own things, doing her things. Even without people's help, she's doing pretty well. Okay, in terms of damage output, right? Remember we said earlier, she needs to crit as much as possible, and this thing helps a lot. And just remember, both of these burning and also the crit rate, it removes the stack, okay, on yourself, like when you attack. So just keep that in mind. And you have 1 stack of each level. Okay, preparation, Spathodea 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's take a look at it. For all 3 of them, it's the same thing. At the start of the next round, you have 1 star, 2 star, 3 star of the precast incantation of Little Boxer. Little Boxer is her first incantation. Okay. So see, when you cast this buff, that's one good thing is no matter what happens, the next turn you're going to have Spathodea's attack card. Let's make her able to attack, so you won't have the chance of like everything just this buff skill, and then you don't have attack card, and then you have to use the melody to change cards, and sometimes even you change it, you don't have attack card, like then it's go to waste, right? So yeah, this one helps a lot. And then just keep that in mind, Spathodea can only gain 1 precast incantation. Doesn't matter what level, through preparations. I guess there's no point of keep using this buff 3 times, you know, it doesn't make any, it's better if you fuse them, okay? And then one thing you have to know about this precast incantation is at the end of each round, if you didn't use this incantation, so the extra card you receive from this Little Boxer, if you don't use it, you'll get removed. Okay, you'll disappear. So make sure if you use this, and then if you have this card, make sure you use it. And then next, let's look at her inheritance. And I'm really glad, since like Kalabana, you know, like you see all the inheritance, it's getting bigger and bigger. Like, you know, it almost reminds me of Genshin or Star Rail, the character getting more complicated, and you have to read this like whole big essay to know what's going on, right? So now I'm glad to see that go back, you know, go backwards now. See, very simple and straightforward. Her first insight is when applying burn status with an attack, of course, the next attack gain critical rate by plus 25%. See, that's huge. You have the each stack of like 15%, right? You have like all this increase, and then now you have additional 25% increase. So she don't need a lot of items or stuff that give her more crit rate, because she already have a lot built in. So which almost guarantee that you pretty much you'll quit all the time. So yeah, that's really good, especially pair with like Tooth Fairy. You can see her big number always. And then her insight 2 is just an 8% damage increase. That's standard. And then next thing is her Insight 3. Once target attack score critical hits, inflict 4 stack of burn. That's pretty good. Like that's what you need, right? Like you need to be able to sustain some burning stacks. Otherwise, it's hard to reach 15 stacks to get additional damage, right? Even though with this alone, with all this her kit, yeah, it's still very hard to reach that 15 burn. So the most important thing is she needs like some help. Isolde is the best, so you have to wait 2 more patch down the road. But it's very simple, straightforward. We finished reading this already. Yeah, so it's not very hard and it's very powerful. She's a pretty good character. Let's move on to her portrait, okay? And I'm so glad to see this portrait. Not only is very simple to read, on top of that, it's some stack increase, just damage increase, and it's not too huge to the point like 37 or 6, like P0 and P5 you have big cap. So Spathodea is really good already at P0. Okay, so if you want to use her, P0 is fine, but some recommend one is P3 and P5. So if you want to pull more, then you can stop at P3 or of course get P5. Okay, so next let's look at her best side tube choices, okay? And her best side tube choices is Long Night Talk. Okay, so you'll get it on the next patch, 1.5 for free. So that's her best ink slot. And then the next thing line is Luxurious Leisure, okay? And then you have Thunderous Applause, because crit rate always helps. And then I don't even know about this. I don't even know. I never get it. I never see it. So tomorrow also. So that's another option if you want to. In conclusion, I think Spathodea is an amazing character. Even just looking at from her character design perspective, she has very nice appearance. Like her outfit's amazing, and her smile, very positive personality. A lot of people like that, And on top of that, she have that monk fighting style, the fist fighting. That's attract a lot of people, like even myself. And then the best thing is her animation, like her ultimate animation is like an anime. That's the first character that we have so far that's like that. So there's a lot of going on for her. And then also we're going to look at her some pros and cons for her, okay? We can just let our bias cloud our judgment. So let's look at some pros for Spathodea. Yeah, Spathodea, it's big damage, especially her single target. So of course the damage is huge, okay? So she have a very high burst damage, and then a lot of times, okay, even with her skill, not ultimate, okay, her skill alone can do over 50k. That's really big, okay? Like I recently just get my 6 to P5, and then his ultimate is like doing like usually 30 and 40k or 50k damage, okay, just from ultimate. I was like, oh, that's really amazing. Imagine you can do more than that, like she can probably go like 80k or 100k. That's like easily with her ultimate if everything lines up. So that's something to think about. And then another pro for Spathodea is she provide her own buff, and then increase whole damage. You don't need other people buffing her, with the exception of need someone to help her apply the burning. So you have to wait until like Isolde, okay? So 2 more patch down the road. Besides that, yeah, she's very sufficient. Like a lot of monk characters from the other game, I think they are sufficient as well, so it keep the theme going, okay? So another thing is she's a boss killer, okay? Like perform extremely well in 4-man because she's a little bit AP hungry, so 4-man team helps avoid that problem. If she's in raid, sometimes she can pretty much SSS really easily. Or like we mentioned before, she's a perfect synergy with Isolde, one of the best support in the game, in 2 more patches down the road. So you like seeing big damage, she's the one to go to. Now we are going to look at her cons for Spathodea, okay? So the first thing is she's a pretty AP hungry character, so that's a problem. But good thing, a lot of hard contents, it's always 4-man now, so that kind of eliminates some of the problem. And then another issue is her damage kind of rely on the burning stack and the acceleration. So she needs time to build up those. So you want to see big damage, you have to prepare for it. Of course, her true potential doesn't get unlocked until version 1.7. And then she suffered the same situation as Pickle. Like it's a good character, but stuck in between like legends like Ju. Like she excel both in terms of single target and AoE damage than Spathodea. I would say a lot easier to do. Like she doesn't require a lot of preparation like Spathodea does. And then also, if you look more ahead, Marcus, she can do more damage both in single target and AoE damage when you compare to Spathodea. Yeah, there's so many good characters ahead. So like people would make a debate, like should we post Spathodea then? Since also they can do AoE damage. So but if Spathodea is a character that you really like, especially if both the look and the kit match, I think she's a good character for you. If not, I think you can take some time. Remember, we have a couple weeks to think about, right? So yeah, just take some time to think about which one you want to pull, okay? With that, bring us to the end of the video. I hope you found this video helpful, and I hope you can make a decision, okay? Should you pull Spathodea or not? If you are pulling for Spathodea, I wish you the best of luck. Myself, I'm not going to pull for her because I'm waiting for Ju, and then I might even try to pull multiple copy of Ju, so that's why I kind of want to skip her. It's sad. She's a nice character. I really like her design, like both her kit and her look. It's perfect character. So yeah, so it's up to you. You have to make your decision, right? So I hope you make your decisions and have fun. This is the game. Don't overthink about too much, just have fun, trust your instincts. And then if you like the video, please don't forget to like it and subscribe. I'll be really appreciated. I wish you have a good day, and then I will see you in the next video. Bye.